Case of horrific animal abuse in New Bedford has authorities shaking their heads and at the same time trying to figure out who's responsible. Officials in New Bedford say 2 dogs, one a year old, the other just a couple of months old, were left in an apartment building for maybe close to 2 months. We're not sure. No food, no water had been left for them. And then the story gets even worse from there. Here this morning with us is Alan Borgel. He is from the Animal Rescue League of Boston, and Amy Trudeau. She is an emergency liaison and nurse for the Cape Cod Veterinary Hospital. It's nice to see you guys. Now, also with us this morning is Miracle. And I don't know if maybe we can pan down so we can see Miracle just a little bit better. Miracle is going to go over and see the camera, and that's just fine. So when I say it got worse from there, so the dogs are left, the puppy on one floor and Miracle on the 3rd floor. And then tell everybody what happened.
How they discovered this case, New Bedford police went, did a check on a motor vehicle right in front of the house on State Street, and the police officer was looking up, and he actually saw this dog leap from the window, from his windshield, and they called in New Bedford Animal Control, and they got assistance for the dog right away and got the dog to a veterinarian. She just had surgery on Monday. So
she had surgery on Monday.
So.
Right, and yeah. Why did she have to have surgery? Let's start there.
Okay, so she, her hip was luxated, and so she needed to go in for surgery for that. So Dr. Beaver at Cape Cod Veterinary Specialist performed that surgery, and she's doing very well. The puppy, however, unfortunately couldn't be here with us today. She's in our
Gracie,
ICU.
by the way.
Gracie is so adorable, but was in very poor condition when she came in, was in shock, and so she's currently in our ICU getting treatment.
Now, we talked about how long you guys are estimating the dogs were there, and you were saying with a water source, and you think they did find a water source.
Yeah, there's definitely some, it's an abandoned apartment. It's so filthy you really can't stand, sit, walk, and make normal posture adjustments where you're not in filth, full of fleas, roaches, and so I don't doubt that, particularly in the puppy's case, it was not a good water source. So the puppy was on the 1st floor, this dog was on the 3rd floor. We think they might be related. We're doing a further investigation to find out, but I would say this dog 3 to 4 weeks as far as the starvation process.
Right. So we think that maybe she found a water source through a toilet or a leaky pipe somewhere or something like that. And as we said, the amazing thing is that the puppy would have survived because that puppy was so small that it's amazing that that little dog lived.
And we're estimating that the puppy is about 4 months old. And so if you saw the condition of the puppy, you know, she obviously, you can see how emaciated she is, but the puppy was much worse off. So that's why, you know, she's in the hospital and will be there.
Give me a sense, a female dog of this breed, and we're talking about some kind of pit bull breed, a year old, how much would that dog weigh if that was a healthy dog?
I would say with her, you know, stature, she's probably about 65 pounds, 70 pounds.
And what do you think she weighs right now?
She weighs 33 pounds.
She weighs 33 pounds.
Yeah.
So half her weight,
her
her normal, what she should normally be. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so any ideas about who?
Well, we'd like to point out particularly the animal control officer was very prudent, Manny Maciel from New Bedford. The police started this investigation on Friday night into Saturday morning, but what's nice is he went back and he further looked into that abandoned house and was able to discover the puppy Monday morning. So if the puppy hadn't been discovered, she definitely would not have survived. We're very fortunate. New Bedford Police and New Bedford Animal Control take animal cruelty very seriously. The New Bedford community is very shocked by this whole case, and it's a great community for animals, and but there is an element. People can be cruel to animals, and this is a cruel abandonment case, which is a felony in Massachusetts. So the investigation is continuing, and anyone has any leads, we would really prefer that they contact the Animal Rescue League of Boston.
Let someone know if you have any ideas. These dogs eventually, we hope, will be nursed back to a state where they can be adopted out. So
at Forever Paws in Fall River, they'll go back to that facility and hopefully have new homes for them to live a long time.
You bet. Thank you guys so much for coming in to see us.
We're
really glad that you did it. Miracle, you hang in there. She seems to be doing just fine this morning. All right, Jean, over to you.